Here with head coach Bobby Barbier, the Demons, 5-game week, fresh off that late night arrival in Natchitoches back from Arlington, Texas. And coach, let's just really quickly recap last weekend. It was kind of a pretty amazing weekend being able to play at the home of the Texas Rangers and go out and you did not look at all out of place against Oklahoma.
No doubt. I mean, I think if you were at the games, you saw two good baseball teams competing really hard, and that's the goal going into it. I mean, that's for the rest of the season. Is that how many days can we show up ready to compete? And I hope it's all of them, and we have so far. And that sometimes things work out your way, and sometimes they don't. But I thought we did that this weekend, and I thought in a really neat venue, at the Ranger Stadium, and just so appreciative for them for letting us use it, and for Oklahoma setting it up. For us to play there with the bad weather up there in Norman. So just very proud of our guys. Now we got to do it again, and like you said, it's a 5-game week. We got all excuses in the world. We get back late last night, got to take a day off this week. So we're taking today off. So what are we going to do to build upon what we did, and how are we going to get better this week moving forward?
Well, you'll get better. You always get better by playing good competition. You're going to turn around and start off with 2 back-to-back games against a very good Lafayette team that had, much like you, went to a neat venue and really kind of showed what it was about. Had a tough weekend. Again, didn't go their way, but that's a talented group, and Matt Deggs is a guy you've been coaching against now for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, no, most of the kids on their roster, I mean, they're very talented, very athletic offensively. We played them in the fall, got to see them. I thought, they did like us in the fall. They ran 15, 16 arms out there at us. And I thought each one of them competed really hard in the strike zone. I think that's going to be more the same for the next at least few weeks, of guys that we're going to play. And we got to get used to that. We got to get used to making a pitcher change what he wants to do, to take away. I think at some points this weekend they made it tough on us. They just kept running good stuff after good stuff after good stuff at us. But when the stuff is more normal, how do we adjust to making them do something they don't want to do? And I'm looking forward to our offense moving forward. The strikeout numbers are really high over the weekend. Are we going to let that affect us, moving forward? Are we really going to make a conscious effort to dominate that strike zone here in these next 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday?
Always interesting to watch the progression of a new guy, especially a transfer in. But Brock Holmes had a really good weekend there at the plate against a very tough staff. I mean, he had 2 big hits first game. He had the big 2-run single in the 8th inning. And then yesterday against a guy who struck out 14, first 2 at-bats, he was right on him, a hard hit single and then a wall ball double out to left that was threatening to be a home run. So he's really seemed to fit in very well, and he's done it. He did it obviously offensively, but just as much in that Saturday game he did it with his glove. No doubt.
No, played great all weekend. And he's got bat speed, right? Big bat speed. You can tell when he swings, who's in the box. And he's done a great job making adjustments, over the Coach Burt and them, and being ready to hit in games. I mean, we brought him in to do what he's doing, kind of hitting that middle lineup. I think watching him play defense, he did a really good job this weekend. I guess he stole a couple hits, and then he made a great play on a line drive that would have thrown a guy out if he wouldn't have held up. So just proud of him, and looking forward to seeing him compete here and out.
New guy there, older guy. One of the oldest on the team, Landon Fontaine, again, that top of the order, and he seemed, just some of the things he mentioned just in passing this weekend, he's really grown as a player both physically and mentally when it comes to handling the game.
No doubt, and there's no price you could put on experience, right? I mean, he's such a different player than he was when he showed up here 5 years ago, and it's a credit to him and him working toward his development. And when he puts the ball on the ground, it's you better field it clean and throw it over pretty quick, or he's going to be safe. And it just shows you what athleticism brings to your lineup. And then when he gets on first, it's pretty easy to score when you got some pretty good hitters behind him. So he's done a really good job of making himself the player that he is today.
Finally, maybe, fingers crossed, you get a midweek game in. Twice the weather got you last week, but I know you're excited to get back out in front of the home fans. And these midweek games, again, we talked about it before the weather hit, very important for developing guys who haven't had a chance to touch them out. You had a few more touch it this weekend than you would have going into last week. But again, some guys that are going to get out there and get some reps.
Yeah, just game reps against good quality opponents. When you're playing lesser opponents, sometimes the mistakes don't always show up. When you're playing guys like Oklahoma and UL and Nebraska and UTA and all these teams, the mistakes show up pretty quick. And the bad pitches get hit, the close ones get taken for balls. So that when you have that, it's important to get guys out there in those situations. We'll start Chase Prestwich tomorrow, freshman starting at the home stadium against a really good team. Excited for him. He's been really, really good for us, up until this point, in a couple of different roles, in the first couple of weekends. But excited to see him out there starting, and be good to see those new guys at the mound too.
All right, appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.